Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a video here to talk about a classic, what's seemingly British in a lot of ways, horror anthology movie. It came out in 1945 and it is called Dead of Night. The movie's not even an hour and 20 minutes in case you want to see it, but I'm going to give you a heads up, man. Boy, oh boy, is this movie British as hell in the sense of how slow it is. Dude, I've had this VHS tape since I got married. Like, I bought it when my wife and I lived at the old apartment, if you were familiar with my Goosebumps channel. And I bought it because I had heard so much good about it. And I like black and white films. I love anthology horror. Apparently there was a story in here with a ventriloquist dummy. I was very excited for that because I love Slappy from Goosebumps. And I'm into that kind of thing. This sounded like it'd be right up my alley. And I like 1940s movies, don't get me wrong. But Dead of Night bored the shit out of me. It bored me to tears to the point that I never want to watch it again, and it's going right in the Salvation Army bin or onto eBay or Facebook Marketplace or something. Because I hate it. I'll never rewatch this shit ever again. Felt like nothing happened amongst the stories, amongst the wraparound, or anything. So I guess I'll get to the actual story of the movie. Basically, in the wraparound, we have a guy who's kind of weird, you know? He shows up to an English inn, and he notices all the guests and the place itself. They all seem familiar. Specifically, the people seem like people that he's seen in his dreams before. And that kind of rubs him in this weird deja vu way. And it started off the movie to a really good start, you know? And then the different guests begin to talk to him. They begin to basically sit around in a circle, almost like Are You Afraid of the Dark? And talk about different weird things that have happened to them like that are supposed to be very bizarre and supernatural and eerie. One of them being about a mirror. A guy in his potentially haunted mirror. I don't even remember what the second story was or the first story. I think the haunted mirror story was the first one told. The different guests, there's like 6 or 7 or 8 of them, that some of them even jokingly tell a tale that's like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It's not good. It is not good. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. The only segment that was even mildly interesting, that had a really good ending, was the ventriloquist dummy storyline. And that's like the final segment of the movie. And thankfully, because it's the best one, it kind of made things a little bit more tolerable. But dude, not really. Not when I had to sit through an hour of horseshit. If not an hour and 15 minutes of horseshit to get to that last 5 minutes of goodness. Outside of that, Dead of Night has like nothing to offer for me. And yeah, it's competently shot for what it is. It's clearly a lower budget black and white horror movie, anthology or not. There were multiple directors involved, multiple writers, so on and so on. But the dummy story, again, was creative with its ending. It's something you've probably seen in Goosebumps before, matter of fact. But if you're here for that, you're not getting something like Goosebumps with Slappy, you're not getting something like Magic with Anthony Hopkins, which I think is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. You're not getting anything like that. And I don't mean to make this whole review about ventriloquism and dummies. It's just, this movie had nothing for me to latch on to. The performances are really mediocre, if not just straight out bad. Because the writing of these stories are all bad, from the wraparound to the actual movies, segments themselves, none of that, in my opinion, had anything that these actors could have utilized in writing to make a better performance. It's really, really fucking dull, and I will never watch it again. I don't have anything else more to say. I just wanted to get the shit out of the way and never have to speak of it ever again, because I hate it so much. And I think it's on like public domain stuff now too. I think you can watch this on like YouTube and whatnot now. It doesn't have like, I don't think there was ever like a 4K or Blu-ray release of this movie, and there might as well not be, because I don't think anybody would really like it aside from people who strictly grew up in that area, who may still be alive. But that's a joke. Chill the fuck out. Anyway, Dead of Night, I hate it. I'll never watch it again. If I had to review this, Jesus, my brain is like, watch it again, Michael. Suffer. Suffer. Anyway, if I had to rate this on a 5-star basis, I would give it like probably a 2 out of 5 stars, because the dummy one wasn't the most awful thing I'd ever seen. It was like the really mediocrest episodes ever from like Tales from the Dark Side, or if Twilight Zone had a really bad episode, that would be it. Just the ventriloquist dummy one. Matter of fact, Twilight Zone does have an episode about a dummy and a guy that's famous because of his dummy that he thinks may be alive. And that one's about as bad as this one. That one's a little bit better, but not by much, you know? Anyway, have you seen Dead of Night? What do you think about this? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Especially for you hardcore anthology fans out there. I'd love to hear down in the comments what all of you have to say. But anyway, thank you all. God bless you again. Catch you later, and goodbye.